morning, everyone. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. To invite Rory up for the announcements.
Good morning, St. Johnsbury Academy. Today is Thursday, September 1st, and it is a white day. Hilltone auditions can continue today and tomorrow if necessary. It is not too late to sign up. If you love to sing, don't miss this opportunity. Even if you're an athlete, you can do them both. Calling all college-bound Hilltoppers. The following college has a virtual visit today. University of Miami at 10 a.m. in the Mayo Lounge. Be sure to sign up for their visits on Naviance and to view all details. If you are scheduled to be in class during the time of the visit, please check in with your teacher before coming to the college visit. You are also required to return to class after the completion of the visit, as attendance is returned into the main office. Reminder, writer's block will meet today in Ranger 110 from 3:30 to 4:30. All are welcome. Happy birthday today to Cameron Dwyer, Castine Lazat, and Zuri Douglas. Happy birthday. And that's it. Have a good day.
Hoping that Mr. Eckhart is in the room somewhere. Excellent, excellent. Hello, Mr. Eckhart. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. I've had a few conversations over the past few days with both students and faculty who wonder about the Pledge of Allegiance and why we stand and perform it in chapel. I've wondered as well because it was never part of something that I did at any of my previous schools. The answer to why we participate in this ritual is not simple and it's not conclusive. It was one thing in the 1950s after World War II, another thing in the 60s during the struggle for civil rights and exposure of the corruption of laws. It was another in the early 70s during Vietnam when Richard Nixon was resigning the presidency. And might have been one thing 20 years ago after September 11th when many of us felt a fierce desire to defend our country against terrorism. So choosing to observe this ritual today in any form as an American school with an international student body is something different. There are lots of perspectives about this. I'm eager for us to hear from community members about it. The fact is we say the pledge because it's a tradition, and like any tradition, it needs to stand up to the analysis of the present day community. Dave Eckhart is the chair of our Social Studies department, and he's someone known to walk around with a copy of the United States Constitution in his pocket. This morning, he's here to help us locate the historical significance of the pledge and to share his view of that significance as a teacher who cares deeply about teaching citizenship. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Eckhart.
Good morning. Very bright up here. First, I want to say thank you. It is wonderful to be here in front of you. It's fantastic that we're assembling and maintaining that great tradition of chapel. And I really mean that. And I want to give a shout out to the sophomores. You guys are awesome. Great start to the year. So you're going to see some historic firsts today. I'm going to wear my glasses. Some people say it makes me look a little wiser. So thank you for the kind introduction, Dr. Howell. I do want to talk with you about the Pledge of Allegiance. If you're an American, you've probably said it throughout your careers in schools. So if you've gone to American schools and said it for 9 years, you've probably said it 180 times in schools, maybe 1,500 times in your life. Here at school, we've only said it 5 or 6 times so far. But that's a lot. If you're an international student, you're watching people stand up and recite words that you don't even know what the meaning of them might be. So part of my goal today is to just kind of provide you with an overview of the history of the Pledge of Allegiance, talk about some of the symbolism of the American flag, and then ask you to make, have some choices and make some decisions, and to further the conversation. So the Pledge of Allegiance first started in 1892. As Mr. Eaton reminded me, that was 50 years after our school was actually founded. So it doesn't go way, way back into revolutionary times or something. It was put together to coincide with the 400th anniversary of Columbus coming to this country. Columbus had an awful lot of changes here, but the gentleman who wrote it was a guy named Francis Bellamy, and he was a socialist. So why is a socialist writing about something about the Pledge of Allegiance? Well, he really wanted to instill patriotism. He actually wrote the Pledge of Allegiance in 2 hours, which is pretty timely. It's not super long, but it's pretty powerful. And he actually included something called the Bellamy Salute. I will not do the Bellamy Salute in chapel. And you can ask your social studies teachers why I won't do that. Let's just say that someone in Germany in the 1940s adopted that salute. So I pledge allegiance to the flag, or his original words are, I pledge allegiance to my flag and the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In 1942, Congress adopted this to make it our official Pledge of Allegiance. What's going on in 1942? World War II is going on, right? So they're trying to promote patriotism during the Second World War. About half the states in the United States today have laws requiring the Pledge of Allegiance to be said in schools. So there are literally millions of students every day who recite this pledge or stand for this pledge. In 1943, however, the Supreme Court of the United States ruled that you cannot be forced to say the Pledge of Allegiance. It is a question of freedom of speech. And it is illegal to force someone to say the pledge. And it has been for, 1943 to 2022. You can do the math on that. It was in the landmark Supreme Court case West Virginia versus State Board of Education versus Barnett, and said that students cannot be forced to say the pledge. It was brought, interestingly enough, it was brought by Jehovah's Witnesses, because according to the traditions and faith of Jehovah's Witnesses, you can't actually pledge to a symbol or pledge loyalty to a symbol according to their religious beliefs. And if you remember what I just said, the opening part of the Pledge of Allegiance, it did not include the words under God, right? Bellamy, when he first wrote this, did not include those words. These were added in 1954. 1954 is the middle of the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union, or the NATO bloc and the Soviet Union. And so they added in the under God piece to show that the United States was a God-fearing nation, that the USSR was communist and we're not God-fearing nation. However, this is being challenged as well, and it's in the case in the Supreme Court of Massachusetts right now. So that's kind of a historical overview of the pledge, which as a historian I find really interesting. You all are probably like, okay, Mr. Eckhart, but let's get to the meat of this. So I think we need to recognize that the things we memorize matter, and there's reasons for them. You can think about maybe the Lord's Prayer if you practice Christianity. You could think about the alma mater, right? And we're going back into the tradition of singing the alma mater. But words are powerful. Words have deep meaning. And so I ask you to think about what things are. What is a pledge? If you're pledging to do something, you're making a serious promise, an agreement to do something, right? So think about what you're pledging yourself to when you say the Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance is a word that means loyalty. It comes to us from Middle English. It's about 500-year-olds, that word. It's a duty of fidelity owed by a citizen or subject to his or her state or sovereign, and that is from Wikipedia. So the loyalty or devotion of a group of people to a cause or liking is what allegiance shows. What's a republic? A republic is our system of government in this country, right? The United States is not a true democracy. Again, talk to your social studies teachers about this. A republic is a government in which supreme power rests in the body of the citizens who are entitled to vote and elect representatives for them. It is a political unit having such form of government, right? So we are the United States Republic. We elect our officials to make decisions for us. So you're pledging your fidelity to that or to those people. So look at the flag, right? The flag has been around for a long time. It is a pretty powerful symbol. It's called the Stars and Stripes. As you can see, there are both stars and stripes on it. It's called Old Glory. It's referred to as the Star-Spangled Banner. And it really gains prominence as a national symbol during the American Civil War and the bombing of Fort Sumter in 1861. But I ask you, what do the 13 stripes mean? Does anyone know? Yep. It represents the original 13 colonies. And what about the 50 stars? the 50 states, right? So that's actually, the flag has even changed in the last 75 years with the addition of Alaska and Hawaii to it. The current flag that we have was designed in 1958 by Robert Heft, give credit where credit is due. But let's talk about the colors. What does the color red symbolize? It symbolizes valor, hardiness. The white symbolizes purity and innocence. The blue symbolizes perseverance and justice. So as you say the Pledge of Allegiance and you look at the flag and you stand for the flag, or as you don't say the Pledge of Allegiance, think about what the flag stands for. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that America is the perfect nation, that there aren't any problems in our country, but I also think that America has done an awful lot of really good things. And so we need to think about that. So I ask you, in kind of closing, what does the Pledge of Allegiance mean to you? And maybe more importantly, what does the flag mean to you? So think about that. I thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Mr. Eckhart. I want to reiterate that we ask you to stand in the morning as a show of community and unity, and hope you'll make your own choices, as Mr. Eckhart said, about speaking the pledge or not. We really welcome diverse perspectives from this podium, so I'm serious when I say I hope that we can continue this conversation. I know a number of you have already asked to come to talk to me about it, and I'm very eager to hear from you. So take that into your day and have a good Thursday. Oh, also, tomorrow is not a green and white day, but if you are getting ready to go to a game and you want to wear your jersey, you can do that. So is that what we decided? That's what we decided. Okay, excellent. So, all right, so I'll see you, I guess I'll see you Monday. All right, faculty.